whenever the fresher comes in the in a industry, I always say to them that if you have mastery in your fluid mechanics and the heat and material balance, then you can go ahead and whatever you are doing, please understand that why you are doing that.
Hello guys, I'm back. My name is Jeferson Costa. I'm a chemical engineer with expertise in plant design. And today I am here with Manoj. Thanks a lot for the invitation, Manoj. As you know, it gets a lot of time to be able to be with you online. So it's my pleasure to receive this invitation and to be able to reach you. People don't know me yet. I am responsible for the In-Process Booster Training Program, where I teach students, graduates, and engineers how to work with chemical process engineering plant design. I am also responsible for the YouTube channel Jefferson Costa Process Engineer, and I have a LinkedIn profile with more than 30,000 followers, where I share also myths and facts related to chemical process engineering and plant design.
All right, sir. Happy to see you in Core Engineering YouTube channel. And like we were trying to do this technical podcast since I think like 5 to 6 months, right? But today we got the chance. Also, right now we have a limited time. So all right. So sir, like, I just want to ask you like few questions about the process engineering background. The first question which comes in my mind is that how can any chemical engineer, okay, whether he is in pre-final year or the final year, how he can become or he or she can become a process engineer? What is that path? What is the guidelines in the EPC, EPCM or PCM companies? Please give to the audience. That is very, very important.
Okay, so let's start with the beginning, Manoj. Chemical process engineer can work in different areas. One of those areas is research and development,
Yeah.
and we have operations, and we have plant design. So my expertise is chemical process engineering plant design, so I will focus on this one. The chemical process engineer in plant design is responsible to get the product with the available raw material. So between the raw material and the product, we need to propose a process design. And this process design will have equipment, will have instrumentation, automation, and etc. So in my point of view, the person that wants to work with plant design, she or he must master heat and material balance, because it is where everything starts. They must be familiar also with the engineering drawings and the main engineering for process is log flow diagram, the diagram, and the pipe instrumentation diagram. There are other engineering documents also in plant design, but it's not the responsibility of the chemical engineer, but in some level has its participation. For instance, the hazard classification area. It's a drawing for the plant design, but it's not a responsibility of the chemical engineer. And finally, we need to develop process data sheets for equipment, for instrumentation,
Yeah.
for pressure relief devices. Because in the end, what allows the stuff, the equipment to be in the field is the process data sheet. In fact, it's not the process data sheet, it's the specification data sheet that is developed based on the process data sheet. So these are the three core technical skills that I talk to my students during my trainings. And if anyone are interested in plant design, I suggest them to get deeper on those subjects.
Yeah, all right. And I like whenever the fresher comes in the in a industry, I always say to them that if you have mastery in your fluid mechanics and the heat and material balance, then you can go ahead. And whatever you are doing, please understand that why you are doing that. Means if you are preparing the line list, why you are preparing. If you are preparing some other document, then why you are preparing that document. Because as a fresher, if you will understand the technical know-how behind that document, you can go ahead and you can then understand and become a good process engineer. What do you say, sir?
Yeah, I agree with you. First thing to the fresh understand is that the process simulation is just a small part of plan design. It's not all the plan design. We
Yeah.
use process simulation softwares to help us to improve our performance in doing heating material balance.
Yes.
So this is an important point. And another thing that's interesting to mention is that usually, at least at my time when I did my college, the professors are not too much familiar with the engineering documentations that is used in the companies because most of them build their professional, their profession or their experience in research and development. That is a totally different area than plan design. So that's why I mentioned here that we have three main areas. If you want to work with operations, the set of skills that you need will be different than for plan design, that will be different than for research and development. But of course, all of them rely on the chemical process engineering principles, thermodynamics, physical chemistry, fluid dynamics, and etc.
And thank you, sir. And also, sir, please tell the audience that what is the role of process engineer, how important process engineer in any project, whether that is only engineering project or the EPCM project or the PCM. Please tell the audience that how important a process engineer in any project and what is the role of the process engineer, because if they will have the clarity, then maybe it will be good for them.
Okay, when we talk here about plan design, we are talking about plan design of chemical, petrochemical, industrial process. So it's the process that requires some kind of processing. Automation is, for instance, if we are talking about building another area, is not the role of a chemical engineer. But let's use the oil and gas industry, for instance, as an example. The role of the chemical engineer is to verify what is the best route to get the oil and refine that to achieve a determined specification. It can be naphtha, it can be diesel, it can be wherever. So if we always start with the product. So what is the purity and characteristics of the product that my client needs? And based on that, I have the raw material. What is the raw material? Is a heavy oil, is a light oil, etc. Between these 2 points, I will need a series of equipments to do my processing: pumps, columns, compressors, heat exchangers, etc. And the role of the chemical process engineer is to verify what is the best equipment, the best size of the equipment in order that they are able to perform their jobs. Like the mechanical engineer to specify a compressor, he or she needs to know what is the flow, composition, inlet pressure, discharge pressure. All of these informations are shared, available, evaluation performance. Those characteristics of the equipment is done by other disciplines. We need to have, for instance, a control loop to guarantee the level in the column. So the instrument, if the kind of architecture to the control is defined by the process engineer. But who will do the programming is the automation engineer, who will specify the control valve. Most often is the instrumentation engineer. But without the inputs from the chemical engineering, it's not possible to do those activities.
All right, sir. All right. Yes. Now it's understood. And sir, I also got so many comments, okay, from the engineers, from the production department engineers, those who wants to become a process engineer, or the final year students as well. Sir, we are not good in calculation, and what we can do, how can we become a process engineer, how can we go in the process engineering field. So what is your opinion for them? Because as an process engineer you will have to deal with the mathematical calculation, okay, you will have to deal with the, okay, there may be some excel like there may be some excel sheets where you will have to only do the you will have to only put the input, but always you will have to understand that why the output is coming, how the output is coming, right? So what is your opinion, sir? How should they proceed?
We need to manage a lot of activities. We need to manage the interaction with other disciplines. We need to manage interaction with our boss or with the project manager. So part of the job of the chemical process engineer is related to communication. If you focus all your studies in mathematics and forget about communication, you will have hard times in your job. So my first tip for people that are listening to us, do not forget to build your external skills that are skills related to communication and to marketing and sales and etc. And we can talk a little bit more about. Uh, Regarding the calculations, most often we use the spreadsheets, as you mentioned. We use softwares to perform the calculation,
Yes,
the hand part of the calculation. But any profession requires that the user knew or know the principles, and that is most often or it's expected to that the student learn during the university, during the college. So when I do my videos and my content on internet, as I mentioned in the beginning, I teach students in this, but my expectation is that the principles is already known by those people because I don't share principles on my content because this is done in the university. There are a lot of books related to that. So if you are not confident why the temperature goes from the high to the low side, what I recommend them is to read to the read and verify. But I am so many years in the chemical engineering industry that some things it seems like obvious to me and hard to me to imagine that someone don't know this. Why the pressure drop increases when the flow increases.
yeah.
So, but these are important points, and but there are books that get the experience of your professor to clarify those questions to you.
Yes, yes, exactly, sir. The point is taken. And sir, I just want to ask one thing. Like, sometimes in India, mainly I'm talking about, if there are the big companies, okay, like Bechtel, Technip, Fluor, okay, if like we go there, we have the like good amount of opportunities to enhance our skills with respect to chemical engineering simulation softwares, right? But if we go in a small companies, right, so they do not use the spin HYSYS, they do not use any other softwares, they only rely on the Microsoft Excel, right? So
Mhm.
as an chemical engineer, as a process engineer, what and how they should learn that software skills, okay? Because whenever I see personally the big companies, they always prefer those who know about the spin HYSYS, who have the good command in like Aspen Plus, PipeNet, and all other softwares, right? So, but in the small companies, you will see they do not use that software. If you are doing any chemical plant project, so they do not rely on the software. They only do with the Microsoft Excel and based on thumb rule, based on the experience. So, but as a chemical engineer, process engineer, how important are the softwares and how should they go ahead? And also tell us about your course. Okay, because I want to tell my audience that you are the perfect person who teach the Aspen HYSYS and all other simulation softwares. So please break down that one by one.
Okay, there are two aspects. The first one is that the process simulation software basically is where all the calculations that we can perform in the spreadsheet are done. So if I will do a process data sheet for a pump, what I need is in summary calculate, and the is the pressure between the suction and the discharge. And to do that, I have a equation that can be performed in the Excel spreadsheet, and the what is the hardest part is to get the properties of at different pressure, because if we change the temperature of liquids, we will change the mass density and we change out. So the main benefits of having a process simulation software is that all the properties are automatically updated and added to the calculation. If we are using the spreadsheet, no, we need to verify that manually. Another aspect is that when I see in many of the videos available on YouTube, is that it tells you how to click in the correct button. But when we are doing plan design, it's more than that. You need to know why happens when you increase this, when you decrease that.
Yes.
So this is what I believe that is different in have a full course related to is a plan design, where besides showing to the student how to use the process simulation software, I link that to process engineering deliverables. So when I add a heat exchanger, I explain what are the consequence, what are expected when we are doing this kind of calculation.
Yes.
When I am performing the line sizing of a pipeline, I use isometrics to show to the students how important it is to consider the isometrics, what are the considerations regarding the pressure drop, when the flow increases, decreases, and etc. So I believe that with that kind of knowledge, the student will perform better their work, but also because in job interviews is where you show your knowledge for your interviewer. And if you don't show your knowledge, you will not be able to get the job. And if you do not get the job, you will not be able to perform the calculations in the company. So this is my point of view, Manoj.
Yes, that is all right. You said completely right. And sir, the one thing which I personally facing and I have seen over the years that in a chemical plants we think that the Microsoft Excel is the only solution. If we go with the Microsoft Excel, okay, and if we integrate with the AI, if we use the macros, so we can only like then we don't need the softwares, then we don't need the simulation, then we don't need the SPNHYSIS and all the other simulation softwares. So I want to ask you, what is the limitation of the Microsoft Excel? Because I understand that if we go with the like complex problems, rigorous problems, okay, rigorous calculation, ordinary differential equation, we cannot rely on the Microsoft Excel because of the iteration, because of the I think the accuracy we can say, right? So what is the limitation of the Microsoft Excel in process engineering, and what is the solution? I hope you understood my question,
Okay.
what I want to ask.
Yeah, I will try to ask. I will do my best to ask. The limitation of Microsoft Excel is the limitation of the user. If you need to do a calculation of a column, and you know all the equations that must be used, and you know how to set that on the Excel spreadsheet, you will get the preliminary calculation of your column. Uh, of course, that there are some equipments that are more complex to perform calculations than others because we have iterations. We add a preliminary input, and with the result, we need to return with the input to get the best results or the best answer. So all of that must be set by the users. If the user is good on that, the X. If the user is not good on that, Excel will not answer because the equations is not set there. And the what is very important is the parameters of the components. And there are a lot of data banks in the simulation softwares that is not easy for us users to implement in the Excel spreadsheet. At least programming is not my expertise, and I never needed to do a programming on my project. So uh, what I know about the Excel is enough to perform for pumps, for columns, for pipings, for control valve, and for me. So I believe that if you have only the Excel available to you, you will need to study more the books related to design of equipment or get specific trainings related to that. But it's possible to use. But as we have mentioned here, the companies uses the process simulation software to gain time because to develop a spreadsheet from the scratch and to or not people to verify if the results are reliable or not. So with the process simulation software, all of that is solved. In point of view, how to solve this? If you are performing if you are performing calculations in the spreadsheet, know the equations and the fundamentals. If you are using the process simulation software, know how to verify or how to evaluate the results. The process simulation software is not the answer for all the problems. It depends a lot on the inputs that you give to it, and the results needs to be verified or evaluated to make to the user know if it makes sense or not, because there is a quote that says trash in, trash out.
Yeah, definitely. You said right, sir. And I also want to know one thing. Which courses do you offer for the process engineers? Okay. And how they can join your courses? Okay. And who can join your courses? This point is also very, very important. And please tell them, our audience, that for whom you have prepared the courses, okay, how they can join your courses.
Thanks for this question, Manoj. I have different courses, but the main platform that I use to teach students, graduates, and engineers how to work is my in-process booster training program. So I have undergraduates on my training program, and most of the benefits that they get is to understand what is learned during the college. Because when you anticipate your learnings related to chemical process engineering, plant design, it's easier to you understand what the use of thermodynamic heat exchangers and etc. I have fresh graduates that wants to boost their knowledge, and some of them, because of the process booster, will perform it much better in job interviews and
Yes.
get opportunities to work in an engineering company. I have one fresh graduate that is from Greece that he did the process booster, and during the interview he was able to get the job. And I and also have experienced engineers with 5, 8 years of experience that had built their career in operations, but they want to shift to plant design. So one of my example that I have that I am very proud of that. I have a student from Pakistan that worked. I'm not so sure if 5 or 8 years as a process engineer in operations, but because of in process booster, he got an opportunity in Saudi Arabia to work in a engineering company, in a IPC company. And all of the questions that he received, he was asked during the interview, he has seen the answer during the in-process booster training program. To join the in-process booster training program, people just need to go to my website, jeffersoncosta.com, and click in process booster club. It is a subscription. Now you can use it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, as many time as long as you want until you consume with any engagement. It's available there. For people that wants to know more about me before joining my courses, I offer a free training. So if you go to my website, also jeffersoncosta.com, you'll find there a free training that you can verify if you like my voice, if you like the way that I teach. In my point of view, it's very important that the students didn't feel comfortable with the teacher. And it's my personal decision to have only people that want to learn from me. So if you join any one of my courses and you don't like that, you have 15 days of yeah, you get full back if you join my course and respect the time limits, and you can get your money back. So my main objective teaching people on internet is to build a legacy, because I am in the age of 40s and I don't know how long I will be in the earth. And it is a pleasure to me to receive a lot of testimonials saying that thanks, Jeff, because now I am going abroad to work as a process engineer. I
Wow.
get better how to read instrumentation diagram. I get an opportunity to shift from operations to my, and of course the money because I had a lot of costs to keep with the platform. But if you want to learn from me, you just need to go to my website and verify what is available there. É, inside the process booster, you'll find a full course dedicated to Aspen High Seas applied plane design. You'll find a full course dedicated to Aspen Plus user level. You will find a full course dedicated to pipe instrumentation reading and development, and you'll find also a course dedicated to process engineering, process datasheets, and many more information there because I am always trying to improve the content available in the in-process booster.
Okay, fine, got it. Your point. And so, guys, if you want to join the courses, so obviously you can go in the website. Okay, and I'll give you the website link in the description as well as in the comments box. Okay, please go thoroughly. Also, check Sir's LinkedIn post. Okay, because when I was in undergraduate, I also learned from the Sir. Okay, so he is also our inspiration. He can be your inspiration as well because he's very good in teaching. Okay, so when I was in like my career, okay, when I was starting as a process engineer, so I also learned from you, sir. Okay, I watched your so many videos in a telegram channel also. I was joined and I was learning the topics which you sent there in a audio form. I still remember that. So if anyone wants to join the course, they can simply go in their website, his website, and check it out the courses. Okay, and if you don't want to like directly join, like if you directly don't want to join the booster course, you can obviously join the free course. First of all, you can read his article in LinkedIn. Okay, so then after you can join the course, no problem. But if you want to enhance your skills, you will have to obviously invest in your skills first of all, right? So that is very very important, what I understand. So please visit to website and check it out the courses and join the course, whatever the course suitable to you. Please join and upgrade your skills and be a job fit guy. That was the some questions which I wanted to ask the sir about the process engineering, right? So I hope you got your the questions. Okay, the doubt, if you would have any doubt, still if you have any doubt, you can comments. Okay, we both will give you the reply as soon as possible. Now I will request sir to call for the day and to give some tips to the engineers and the audience. They are watching us. Please sir, give some tips to them so that they can impart their knowledge, they can improve their skills in the process engineering domain. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Manoj. First, as we are finish our conversation, thanks a lot for the invitation.
Thank you,
And I
sir.
wouldn't like to finish this conversation without mention my philosophy for a successful career. What I think about a successful career in chemical process engineering plant design mainly is that the student or the professional must invest in three important areas that will build their success. The first of them is the internal skills. It's very important that you understand your deliver the what you need to do in that period of time. So all of that is related to internal skills. How we deal with our inner self.
Yeah,
The second part is the technical skills that is present and what you learn in the college is the all the technical part that you need to solve problems, thermodynamics, physical chemics, and that etc. You find a lot of that on internet, but important part, and in my point of view, that is essential to a successful career is the external skills. You need to get familiar with oratory, to expose yourself, your opinions, and what helps me to improve this kind of skills is knowing more about marketing, is know more, is reading about sales, because uh, what is important to us understand as engineers is that we are in the job market.
yeah,
The market is a market where we are a product, and a product to have a good selling to you be able to get the opportunity. You need to sell your ideas,
yeah,
and you will sell your ideas better if you know what are the strengths and the weaknesses of your product, what are the technicians of your product, and how to do the marketing of your product. And all of that is what I try to teach to my students. And as you told them, you can join my courses, paid courses, but you have my LinkedIn profile, you have my YouTube channel that you can get a lot of benefits to get.
yeah. All right, sir. So I hope everyone enjoyed this podcast. And if you have any doubt in this technical podcast or any question which we missed, you can ask us, okay? And we will try to give you the reply as soon as possible. So it was our pleasure. So, sir, it was our pleasure to you be here, and you solved so many doubts of the freshers as well as the engineers, right? And because of some technical issues, maybe there could be some glitch, so sorry for that, guys. But this technical podcast was worth, okay? If you watch the complete technical podcast, you will get to know about the so many new stuff in the process engineering and how can you go ahead, because initially we do not have that much clarity, okay? But if there is someone who is the senior person, okay, who had already spent 20-30 years already in this domain, so they can guide us in a better way. So if you have any doubts, please comments us. So that's all for the today's technical podcast. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Keep learning.